Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, then welcome. My name is Allie, and today I'm going to be bringing you with me to Walmart, and we're going to take a look at what's in store for the 2025 holiday season. Now, when it comes to affordability, obviously Walmart is so high up there. Even though it's early on in the season, I found so many different categories to choose from. They had items that were nostalgic, they had a lot of pieces that were great for layering, they had so many different pieces that were warm. I was so excited to see a lot of rustic items here, so we're gonna jump right into it. First, with the My Texas House collection. And again, I know they're going to be getting more in stock, but this is just a sampling of what they had at this point of the season. I really liked those potted greenery with the pine cones. They were really pretty. And they also had this potted Norfolk pine. It was real touch. I like the base that it came in. And I think that if you got a couple of these and maybe strung some twinkle lights through them, maybe placed them on either side of a console table, that would look really pretty, or even just popped in the corner of a kitchen area just to sort of spruce things up for the season of Christmas. They also had what I thought was an excellent option for a Norfolk pine wreath. Again, you can kind of leave this as is if you're just looking for a little bit of greenery, or I could see this with a couple of bells maybe hanging from them, a nice velvet ribbon attached to it. You can again string fairy lights through them. But even if like this cypress one is just beautiful, it had so much movement and texture to it. I really love the color tone. It was very natural looking, and you can add your own embellishments or leave it as is. So this was a really beautiful tapestry. I thought this was such a pretty touch. If you just want to swap out a wall hanging for the season of Christmas, or maybe you just want to add a little something, a little piece of artwork, I really liked that wood detail on the top and the bottom. So getting into a little bit more of the nostalgic pieces, they had these ceramic houses. And if you guys know me from my channel last year, I have an entire Christmas village that I set up underneath our tree. And then I also have some of these types of white houses. They look so pretty when you just put a little tea light candle on them or some fairy lights, just adding that extra twinkle. And I really liked the vintage feel of this really beautiful art piece. I love that it's just very simple, elegant, understated. Along with this one, you can pair these together and maybe put them on the side of a nightstand if you have maybe some guests coming and staying with you for the holidays. They had those beautiful swags, tons of those beautiful swags. They had so much in the name of reindeer and glass Christmas trees. But back to the swags, I wanted to see how these looked in person because I found them online. And once you spruce them up, of course, everything kind of gets squished a little bit in shipping. So you definitely have to give them some love. But once you fluff them out and make that bow look really pretty, this winds up being a really beautiful piece. So you can hang these just as a single piece in a nice spot on your wall. I'm thinking about maybe picking up three of these and maybe layering them going down my staircase to kind of mix them in with the garland that I'm going to be placing on the stairs. That side sort of shows to our living room, and I just think that that would be a really pretty effect. I love that brown velvet ribbon, and I even really like the finish of the bells. You can, again, of course, add your own little embellishments to them, but overall, I think it's a great piece. I also really liked these rustic sort of branch antler looking candle holders. They came in two different sizes, so you can scoop up one, you can scoop up two of them, you can maybe add some of these candles to them, battery operated candles, and that would just make a really pretty statement, maybe on the side of a mantle, or maybe, in the center of your dining table or in the corner of your kitchen. I really liked these candles. I thought that the birch was so pretty. I have a few birch items, and I think that a few of these candles would look really pretty mixed in. So I'm thinking about that. If you are into simple accents, I really liked this marble snowman. I thought this was really cute. You could even buy two of these and use them as bookends in the center of a bookshelf. And I also really like the silver nutcracker. I like that silver is kind of popping up everywhere, and I really love how it looks on top of that rustic block of wood. So a couple of these, maybe on the side of a mantle, would look really pretty and make a nice statement. Love all the trees that they had here, like these really natural looking trees. Again, they had a lot of nature inspired pieces here at Walmart. I was very impressed with the selection. They also had a good amount of art. So, again, if you like to swap out your art or maybe just add in a few layered pieces, I love to layer art on my console table for this season. So, there was just a lot of great pieces here to choose from. And I did love these amber glass brown trees. They came in a couple different sizes, and I liked that the bottom was open. So, I am picturing sliding a little taper candle up through the center of it, or maybe even some twinkle lights, and just having a really nice effect. I think if you run those down the center of a dining table, they would look really pretty, especially with some greenery around them. And Walmart had a lot of reindeer. I was super excited to see. We've seen these reindeers pop up all over the place. There are types of reindeers like this that Pottery Barn sells, McGee and Co. Walmart had a great selection. So if you want to get that look for less, definitely head to Walmart. I think you will find a lot of great options here. So as you can see, we're getting more into those nostalgic pieces, like those green whimsy trees that I just shared with you and the deer. I really loved these little wooden houses. Again, there's just something so charming to me about having a little village, even if it's just a couple of pieces. I think that something like this just really cozies up the space for the season. And I like that they had a couple of different sizes there. You can leave them as is, or you can paint them. I think they would look really pretty either way. And I did also love these honeycomb pieces. So these are honeycomb angels. They're made out of paper, but they're very delicate looking, and I really like that metallic gold edge that's on the paper. I can just see a set of these maybe in the side of a table on an entryway with the soft glow of some flickering Christmas lights. I think that they would just look beautiful. And they had many different options of the honeycomb trees aside from the angels. So they had Christmas trees, and they had another one which I'll show you in just a bit. And if you like to mix a bit of a modern feel with some rustic charm, I really did love those black trees. And I also loved this rustic angel. I think that the rich wood and that darker wood and the wings that are made out of bark is just so, so pretty. And I always like to add a pop of metallics into my vignettes and sort of just kind of sprinkled around my home. So a tree like that would be the perfect way to do so. Some more nostalgic pieces to share. I thought that these bow taper candle holders were super pretty, very elegant. I think that the one thing that stood out to me the most about shopping the aisles this early of this year's selection over at Walmart is that the selection itself is so extensive. And because of that, I feel like you can pick and choose to refresh certain areas. So, for example, a mantle or a table, maybe bring some life to your front door or maybe redo your staircase. You can choose these items without feeling like you have to redo the entire room. I thought that they had just so many pieces that you can pull from that you could really make a statement with. For example, maybe you swap out your existing garland and you add in or layer in some of this white bell garland if you're feeling like this year you want to go a little bit more rustic. There's just so many pieces that are a lot of fun at Walmart, and I know that they're going to get more stuff in as the season gets rolling. But I will be linking everything that I find today down below in my description box so that you can shop it from now, as well as a few of my favorites that I saw online that I didn't see in stores. So all of those links will be down below in the description box for you. I loved that Walmart started selling these pack of four bows. I think that it's just such a nice way to add a little bit of warmth, a softer, sort of feminine touch without having to actually mess with ribbon and tie the bows yourself. If you just kind of want a one and done situation, you can get a few of those packs and then just quickly tie them on your Christmas tree or candle holders or wherever you just want that little bit of softness. They also had these flickering candle clip lights. I saw these in a few different places last year. I love that Walmart has them. Maybe they had them last year, but this is the first year that I'm seeing them here. And I wanted to just take them out of the box to kind of get a feel for what they look like. I like that they come with a remote. I'm big into the remote control candles. They're just so easy to turn on and off. And I think if you nestled these in your Christmas tree, you can maybe hide those green clips and just kind of have them poking out. I think they would just add a really beautiful light. And here's that other honeycomb that I mentioned earlier. These are the set of 3 honeycomb ornaments. Again, really pretty. They definitely had more ornaments online that I picked out beforehand that I didn't see in store, but I'm sure that they'll be getting them soon because I know that new stuff comes in every day. I did, however, really like the selection of garland that I was seeing in person at Walmart. Very real touch, realistic looking. I like this one in particular because it mixes both the pine and the cypress with those pine cones. And if you're somebody that likes a little pop of Christmas red, they also had some really nice sort of semi-flocked red berry garland. This wreath was really pretty also because, again, keep it as it is. It makes a nice statement. Or you can add a pretty velvet ribbon to the top and maybe string some bows or lights through them. But overall, I just love that natural, rustic, organic feel of those wreaths. And I also really did like this wreath holder. I love that I'm seeing so much of the metallics and the bows, and that would be a really pretty accent to anyone's front door. Being that the garlands here are so affordable, if you want your home to look full around the holiday season, you really want everything to feel lush and green, buy maybe 3, 4, even 2 of these garlands or a favorite garland that you see, and then you can add in stems and add in layers to it. But if you just want like a really nice base, you can definitely find great pieces at Walmart to get you started. They also had a lot of beautiful warm white twinkle lights. They had the clear net lights, so much for your outdoor as well. One item that I saw last year that I didn't get around to doing that I want to do this year are these starburst lights. I wanted to hang some of these warm white mini starbursts in my porch entryway. I think that they would just look so beautiful at night. I think they would really cozy up the porch. So that's my plan to do this year. And another item that I missed out on in years past that I definitely don't want to miss out on this year is the cypress pot Christmas tree. It's pre-lit. It's the My Texas House one, and it has those warm twinkle lights. I think it is so charming, and I'm already trying to decide which nook in my house I can cozy up with it. I hope that you enjoyed coming with me today shopping at Walmart. I hope that you've found some really nice pieces and started thinking about where you can place some of these items to just intermix with or spruce up your current home decor. So many great items here, and just a reminder that I am going to place all the links for everything down below in my description box for you that I've shared with you today, along with my favorites that I found online as well. So all that will be down below for you. Thanks again so much for being here. I have a lot more holiday content coming, so I hope that you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already. And if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you for watching. Thanks again so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Take care.